I'm Mike. This is Evin. And as our wives like to say, we are technology life partners. So we do everything together. But we're here to talk about SproutCore. We're members of the SproutCore core team. And we're here, obviously, representing the community. There's a lot of work that's gone into what we're about to show you. Most of it is not ours, which is cool. We get to present and demo a lot of stuff that we haven't done. Only just one demo is stuff that we've built. So
yeah, so
this is pretty cool.
So we're just going to jump right into SproutCore. So what is SproutCore? SproutCore is the way to make blazing fast native style web apps. So it's sort of a buzzword right now. And how does SproutCore do that? We sort of take the power of the browser and also its constraints to try to do the right thing, which is going to be the most fast thing for the web. And like new technologies that come out like HTML5. And we don't really take a position on the spec. When we use HTML5, we sort of mean sort of the technologies around it.
Like the cool features.
Like the cool
video
features.
tags.
Video tags.
Audio tags.
So
sucks.
Humbly and respectfully, I'm going to have to disagree with Pope Crockford I that HTML5 isn't really from the devil. It's not going to make you go blind. It's not going to put hair on your palms. I've tried it many times. So, we think that using HTML5, it can be difficult. It can be kind of the Wild West. But for SproutCore, we make it very simple and very easy to use.
We have some really cool stuff. Okay, so we just went 1.0 earlier this year, and we have all these really cool features. But the thing about SproutCore applications is that people don't. It's hard to know what SproutCore is. You kind of have to see it for yourself, right? So, so to show you what a SproutCore app looks like, we're going to kind of give you a quick look at our day job, and we're going to bring up our boss. This is Subhajit Gupta. He's the vice president of development where we work. He's our boss, and he's going to demo the SproutCore app that we've built on our day job.
Morning, Subhajit. All right, why don't you hold the mic?
Firefox.
Right there.
All right, so while they're bringing this up, just to give you a little context, so Eloqua is a local company. We're a market leader in demand generation. We have over 700 customers, something like over 30,000 users. We've been around for 10 years. So when Mike, Evin, and I joined 2 years ago, we were given the awesome job of turning that company bring them into the new technology set. And we had to write a user interface that I'm going to show you on top of 3 million lines of VB code on the back end. We do 2 billion transactions a day, so this is truly a large-scale application. And in fact, today there's a talk. I'll say how we built this all. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to set out and build something that's going to be an awesome experience, desktop-like. People will forget that they're running a web app. So let me show you that. So when you come into our app, you first come and see this beautiful dashboard. For those of you OS 10 fans, and I don't see too many Macs here today, but you'll see that it's all the familiar paradigms, right? You can add widgets, you can remove widgets. You come into what we call our campaign canvas. This is basically where you go in and create our marketing campaigns. And what a marketing campaign is that I'll give you a story that some of you will participate in. A week and a half from now, we're actually having a Northern Virginia JavaScript meetup at our office. So there'll be beer and pizza and some more cool demos. So we're going to use our own software to send out the invitation for that. So first we did a segment in marketing terms, where we're going to take people that attended JSConf, and then those people that live in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. We're going to send you guys an email, and then we're going to, if you click on that email, you get to a landing page, and you submit the fact that you want to show up and what kind of pizza you want. So once you've done that, then we automatically send you a reminder. And one other thing we're going to do is, let's say that you don't plan to come. So we might add another step that if you do not click on the email, you'll see how interactive this is. You can just come in and connect this program step to it. And now if you do not submit the email, maybe we'll send you a newsletter, and I'll use some other way, right? So let's take a look at some of the real interactivity here. So you can see that as you move this around, this is all open source, this framework Evin wrote. And one of our colleagues, Jonathan, has been using this. This is available, so if you want to build something like this, you can go get the open source framework. Now let me show you another part here. So let's take a look at the email. So this is like Spotlight type search. So we're going to do a JS. Let's type meetup. So you get your familiar search results. So I had to steal some pirate themes here. So I, branded our email with the JSConf logo, and I even got a skull and crossbones in there. But you look at this app, this is kind of like a typical desktop iWeb style app. So as you move things around, it'll resize. You'll see, I don't know if the snappy blue lines are visible here, but as you move it around, it shows the centering lines and so on. Again, open source. Everything that we've built that has nothing to do with Eloqua, I've really pushed the team to open source that so that it's available to the community. We've taken a lot from the community, and so we want to give back. So let me show you just a couple more things. So, we have a lot of aspects of the system. You can go in and do setup, and you'll see all these transitions. They're all desktop-like, so we really wanted to essentially have you forget that you're in a web app. I mean, our marketing users, they're very creative people. We wanted them to, I say to people that there's 3 categories of apps. There are the suck-to-use apps. There are the easy-to-use apps. What we're building is what I want to call a joy-to-use app, where you come back for more. You actually enjoy your experience. So anyway, that's my spiel.
All right, thanks, Suvajit. So that's what we do in our day job. We're pretty proud of what we built, and it's all due to SproutCore, so it's pretty cool stuff. But anyway.
Okay, so back to SproutCore.
Back to SproutCore, right? So where are we? So open source communities. How do you measure success in an open source community? So there's a lot of ways. You got logos, right? How much money is being invested? You also have libraries. How many libraries have been built? How many apps are being built on your project? How many forks do you have on GitHub, maybe?
And how much money or
Sure.
companies are spending on it?
Yeah, so one thing that we think is important in SproutCore is developer engagement. It's no secret that a lot of the core team for SproutCore is at Apple, but it's actually the SproutCore community is actually a lot bigger than that. So. And just to give you a sense of that, so this is the set of features that we started off with in 2010, right?
Right. So this is the core team kind of got together in the beginning of the year, tried to figure out the 8 things that we really wanted to complete in this time. So now here we are in April, about a third of the way through. So let's see how we're
far
doing.
Are we?
So we've
Oh
gotten
wow,
those,
yeah.
we've gotten those
That's
5
my best
things
Paul
done.
Schaefer right there. Oh wow, yeah, right.
We've gotten those 5 things done, but that's exciting. But that's not the most exciting thing. We also have these 16 other features that were completely introduced and put into the SproutCore framework by external members of the community.
Yeah.
People that weren't in Apple, people like us.
People like us, there's a bunch of guys. So
all over the place. So we find that very exciting. And honestly, we could talk about every one of these features, but we really want to focus only on 3.
Right. So we have to boil it down because we have 45 minutes. So here we go. So the first thing we want to talk about is CommonJS. So last year I learned about CommonJS at this conference, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. And actually, a lot of the guys on the core team thought the same thing. And so what's cool is with SproutCore 1.5, which is the next version that we're working on, so now we've gone to 1.0, we're actually going to be fully CommonJS compliant. All our stuff is going to be built with CommonJS packages and CommonJS modules, excuse me. And the build tools, which are now Ruby, are going to be completely in JavaScript, which is pretty cool. But as we were doing this, we kind of had a problem because we wrote all our code before CommonJS existed, and probably a lot of you did as well. And we thought, well, can we build a tool that will help us do this with the code that we have that's not written for CommonJS, and that helps us solve the problem of sharing? Because CommonJS is great for modules, but we still can't share our code, right?
So the most communities like Ruby and Python have solved this with gems and eggs and stuff like that.
Package managers, right?
So package managers. So we looked at all the package managers and found that they didn't really help us in the way that we had with Mike's big problem. I mean, with the big problem that Mike pointed out, which is being able to take large amounts of existing code and make it easy convertible into CommonJS. So we'd like to offer the community, we've been working on this thing called CJS. Well, I personally hasn't, but as the community.
The community has.
We've been working on CJS. And we're trying to solve that problem of making it very easy to take existing code and put it in there and share it with everybody.
Right.
So this is how you would install a package to be used in your software. So it's 1-line command, easy. This is actually using the package, so it's just you just do some requires and then use the
Yeah, it's
functions
just a
that are
couple
being
lines
served.
of code. It looks pretty simple.
Pretty simple. It's built into extend, so it uses Git under the covers. So when you fork, you'll fork a package and it makes a local version so that you can edit it. And
Okay, wait. You're telling me I don't have to go dig into some library directory and copy it?
No,
No, okay.
No, it does it specifically.
It's built
for you.
in.
It's
Oh,
built in.
Okay, I like that.
So,
I mean, you guys may not like it, but I like it. I mean,
so packing is when you want to save it onto a web server. This is for like client-side stuff, and it sort of minifies it and makes it easy to use.
It's like build tools built in, right?
So if you want to push a package that you've done, it's just a single command. It goes up there. So all this stuff is pretty simple, pretty easy. So I'm going to hopefully do a short little demo of this. Let's see.
And now we go to the command line. All right, you know what? Let's blow the font up.
Let's blow the font up in here. Hang on, let me go to.
You want to get your
Okay, so
text? Can you
I
blow
don't
this
know-
font up?
Yeah, I can.
Command plus. There you go. Bigger. More.
Bigger?
I want
Deeper?
more.
You want it?
Yes.
All right.
More.
Okay. This is not even.
Technology life partners, remember.
Okay, so.
Actually, more. Come on.
It's not even going.
Shift. Command shift. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Now you're hitting the spot.
Sorry,
Okay.
yeah, I'm good. So, very simple. This is actually beautify.js. I don't know if everybody's seen this. It's just a library, JS library that I found on the, I cloned it, brought it down. I just made this one directory where I put index.js, which is actually the same code as beautify.js. And this is doing some smart defaults. And the only other file I need to add in here, down at the bottom, I just need to add this one line, exports beautify, JS beautify.
Okay, one line of code.
One line of code to use this.
Okay.
And then in the package.json, this is like telling it, I need just these two things, the name of the package and then the version that we have.
Is that semantic versioning?
It's a semantic version.
I can't do
yes.
anything but semantic versioning.
Yes,
Okay,
semantic
good.
versioning. So I already did
Fantastic.
5, so we can see that you can update, like this is a case where you cloned it, make a new version,
Excellent.
save it, and now let's go.
Can you guys read this? Do we need to make this bigger?
Okay. Can you make this? How's that?
That's good.
Is that a little bit better?
That looks good.
All right, and now we just do seed, push, and it's pushing it up, and now it's up on the Seed.js server. So that's all I had to do to actually import this thing.
And that server is all written in JavaScript, right?
It's all written in JavaScript. It's using Node.js on V8 right now, but it can be easily ported to any JavaScript
Any
engine.
background platform, right?
Okay, so let's actually use this. So
I don't believe you. You're just tricking me.
So
Show
I
me
just
that
pushed
works.
it up there. Now let's install it. Seed, install, JS. So one line command installs
Okay.
it. Now that's my new
Installed.
version that I just put up there. Let's go. So to use it, I just added a bunch of stuff here. So
Can you make that bigger
all right, sure.
so we can read that code? Because
There we go.
I don't trust you.
Okay. So I just require JS Beautify, which is the package, and there's another native package called sys to do some printout things because we're going to run it from the command line because this is going to be server code. Just pass in some regular JavaScript that's not formatted, and then we're going to beautify it and spit it out. So this is all we should have to do. All right.
4 fingers swipe down.
I know.
Oh, no.
Sticky
no.
fingers.
Sticky fingers.
Hairy palm.
Hairy palms. Too much HTML5. Pope Crockford.
All
come on.
right. So.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So.
Oh, wow. So it pretty printed
used
it.
Pretty printed it out, server side. You can do it with client side code, and it makes it easier. We've already ported over a bunch of libraries
Yep.
that are up there, so you can look at that. So let's go back.
Okay, so now's the part where I get to tell you that, okay, we're all in the JavaScript community here, and it would be really, really good if we had a package manager, guys. Okay, we are all still on islands of code. I mean, CommonJS is part of the solution, but we really do need to sort of unite around a package manager. It doesn't have to be this one. Doesn't have to be this one. We're just offering this up as a potential solution, but we do need to unite around something. So please go and download it, play with it, and tell us if this works for you, because it'll actually make a huge difference for us as a community of JavaScripters if we can just have a JavaScript package manager.
And if you just look at the stats, when like Egg and Gem came out, like you see the explosion of the community and different packages that people use and different projects that come out. So end in passion.
End impassioned play. Okay.
Okay, so That was CJS. So it's quick, simple, and it's very easy to use existing code for it.
Yeah, it looked really easy.
And it looked pretty good.
I've never used it.
I liked it. I'm going to try it now.
Okay.
Next thing we want to talk to you about is Interface Builder. As for SproutCore, we sort of been a little bit late in the game here. You've seen like EXT.js, there's a couple of ones out there, Atlas, and we felt like we didn't want to start doing it before we were pre 1.0 because the API was changing, and now with the API static, and we can support this API, we don't want people building stuff with the UI machine and with the Interface Builder and not having it change underneath them. So we also wanted to decide that, we're calling it Greenhouse.
Yes. Now, it is Greenhouse.
And this is particularly the thing that Mike
This
and I
is what we've been working on.
for the last 2 months or so.
About 2 months. We really like the logo. So let's just look at that logo. Oh, okay. Enough with the logo. Okay, next slide. So we wanted to innovate in some small way. Interface builders haven't changed a lot in the last 20 years. So in some small way, we wanted to try and push it forward a little bit. So the first thing we wanted to do was sort of clean up the UI. A lot of these you'll see, and like they have all these panels, and it's like, well, there's your UI in that little box. Okay, it's too small. So we've blown it out. So this is your whole UI, and we've just cleaned it up, and it's just the top bar and the bottom, and that's all you've got, and then the rest of it's just your UI. And we also have these pickers that come up when you need them, and you tear them off, and if you want to hover them, and you can dock them to the side if you want to as well, and you can close them and get rid of them when you're done. Okay, so this is a big one. So the other thing we wanted to do is we wanted to solve the blue box problem. So for years, this is what real interface builders look like. I don't know if you guys ever used an interface builder, but you have blue boxes because these are all custom views, and the guys that wrote the interface builder didn't know about these custom views, so they don't have pretty pictures for them, and you don't want to write extra code for them because you don't have time. So you just got blue boxes, and we think that sucks. And so that's what it would look like. And so here's what it looks like in Greenhouse. So here's a similar UI, actually about the same. And so you can see we've got all the custom views in, and the way we're able to do this is through the magic of iframes. We actually load your entire application in a suspended mode. We suppress main, and we keep it from running. And the whole thing loads, and so we can access your custom views and render them and draw them. And you don't have to write any code. It's really great. All right. So is it going to transition? Next. Okay, so finally.
What we want to say, we kind of feel like building UIs with an interface builder is an inalienable right of building a web application framework. Right. So we are offering this to the community for free.
That's right.
Right now,
it's free.
It's completely free.
Some people want to charge you money for this, but we think that this should be free. So this is free. It's on SproutCore Master right now. You can play with it today. So, and now we're going to, I believe,
show you a demo.
So I'm going to attempt to do this. All right, so on the third tab. So let's get rid of this and this. We want Chrome. We do want Chrome, but we also want, I'm trying to find my code. There we go. Okay, so now we'll get Chrome. Okay, so this is what Greenhouse looks like. So I've got a simple little app. We can fire it up, loads the app up. Give it a second here to load up. And so now here it is, loading your app in suspended mode. Okay. So bam, now we're up. So now we can just open up our page files. And for all of you that have built SproutCore apps, this is backwards compatible with all existing SproutCore page files. It's the exact same file, so it just works. So we can bring up our main page. And so as you can see, we've blown out the design area. It's really clean and empty. And this is what I've just generated this is like if you type SC init SproutCore app, this is what you get. So this is like what you would see. Maybe there still is a blue box problem here. I can't tell. We'll see. Okay, so here's our, so we can move our label element around. We've got a little inspector that's like we can pop up right there. We can also get to it from up here and sort of tear it off and put it over there. We can open up our library pane. Let's add a button. We already have the property editor open, so I don't have to do that. Let's change the title. We'll say Hello, JSConf. I'm very limited, so I have to speak what I type. All right, so let's talk about our layout control. So we can anchor, obviously, this is an application framework, so you use absolute positioning, and you can just anchor this to the top, center it. So let's say we center this one here. Let's just make this 0 and 0. And this one, let's anchor, top, okay, it already is. Okay, perfect. Let's save that, and then we'll run it. Tear this off. Whoops, we'll tear this off so that we can resize it. So you can see that, whoops, it did in fact set the layout. So the button is centered, and the label is anchored to the top, as you can see. So yes, in fact, we can affect the labels. And so this is the code that it outputs, and there's this big warning that says you can't really edit this, and you can if you think you know what you're doing, but do it at your own risk. So now we're going to do something a little bit more interesting. Have we solved the blue box problem? Where is the terminal?
There.
Okay. So I'm just gonna write a custom view real quick, and then we're gonna load it into Greenhouse, and we're gonna use it. So let's just try this. So we're gonna generate this view, and now you get to see what it looks like to write a custom SproutCore view. So the generator ran, and now we're gonna define a property called color. We're gonna start it with red. We're gonna write our render method, override this function. And did I spell this?
I don't think it's got a color
No,
going.
he doesn't have the coloring. Okay, so now we're going to say context dot put add style. Is that right? Okay. Background color. And we're going to say this dot get color property, right? And lastly, we want this to redraw whenever that color property changes. So we're going to say display, add to display properties array. Okay, so there we go, simple custom view. So now because we loaded this thing in an iframe, we actually have to reload the app. So we're going to tell reload. So, so while we wait for this to reload, we'll wait for it to reload. Okay, so we have a small bug here that I will fix. There we go. Okay, so here's our page that we were on before, and let's add our custom view to our library. So it was called colors.color, and we're going to set a layout. We're going to give a default layout so that it's just not really big and huge when we drag it on. 50, looks nice. And okay, so now it's in our. Let me just drag this puppy in, and so there's our custom view rendering, no extra code, bam. Okay, so let's do something a little bit more interesting with this. Let's do some bindings, shall we? Let's add a text field. Let's add a controller. Down here, we're going to call it a color controller. As you would expect, you just drag these lines. I'm option dragging, so it draws the line for the binding. So we're going to bind from that color property. And we're just going to add it to a property called color on this controller. Because this is JavaScript, we don't really have to predefine anything. We just say, color. And that's the property that it'll bind that to. And then this text field, we're going to do the same thing, except for the text field is called value to that same color property. Okay, bam, so let's save that. And run it. And with any luck, we now have the blue box problem again. Okay, so there you go. That's Greenhouse.
It's simple and free.
Yes, it's free. Slides. There we go. So that's Greenhouse. So this, like I said, we've been working on this. So it's out today. You can check it out and play with it. And it's sort of a developer preview. There's still bugs, like you saw, but we're actually working on this. So we've been working on it for about 2 months, and
we've done our day job. I mean, that was like sort of after hours trying to figure it out.
But we'll actually be building apps on this. Oh, and there was one more thing I wanted to show you, just so you can see that it works with with bigger apps. So here's, there's an open source project that Suvajit wrote for SproutCore called Tasks, and this is a big, hairy, existing SproutCore app, and you load it up, and it loads, and these are all custom views, and yes, in fact, you can manipulate all the custom views and do whatever you want with them. So there you go. That's Greenhouse.
Okay, so that was Greenhouse. And last thing we want to do is talk about touch. This may give you hairy palms.
Warning.
Warning. So common knowledge is, that touch is actually very difficult to do and very difficult to do in the web. One of the, we thought so too, and then we decided, hey, why don't we just try this? Why don't we try to do this? So there's a bunch of guys in Apple and a bunch of guys outside in the community started working on it, and we worked really hard over the last 6 months or so to get touch support natively inside of SproutCore.
Right.
And it worked, and we actually got it. So we actually have it it's in Edge right now.
Yeah,
you
can
can
get touch
download
support,
and start to use it, and it's a very simple API. It's almost like doing the normal SproutCore touch event, mouse events and everything like that. So,
and with very little extra code. So what we're going to show you right now is a really boring demo.
Really boring.
So these are the sample demo controls in the desktop, just so you for a frame of reference. So
these are the mouse events.
So this is what it looks like. Not really exciting, just not anything crazy going on. And then hopefully without too much awkwardness, we will switch.
Okay,
to
so
touch.
about a couple of months ago, a device came out that nobody really paid attention to. And we think that this represents one of the greatest revolutions in web applications. It may not have half-eaten fruit on the back. It's probably going to be some other device. But the idea of a touch large device that everybody uses is going to be something that's very, very prevalent. So let's look at the samples app. See, we're going to have to do some rigging here to get this to work.
Say hi. Say hi, guys. All right.
All right.
All right. That looks pretty good.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible. Okay, so with touch events. So buttons, yeah, exactly. Just like it before, we have click events on each one of these things. Let's go to checkboxes. Click on the checkbox. We've got progress bars. So all these things are the stuff that we've sort of ported over. And we've got lists. They got cool bouncing, cool scrolling. Oh, sorry. There we go. Let's see if we get it.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So now rotate it.
Oh,
rotate
right.
it. No, it's fine. It's fine. We got it. Okay, so you can see we got the automatic list as a picker. So you get all of this for free because we handle all the extra code for you here. So this is pretty cool. Touch. With SproutCore.
One of the other difficult things was sort of a scroll list and a scroll list. So
they said it couldn't be done.
So you can see there, scroll list in there.
I'm sorry, I had a fireball in my throat.
Okay, so this is really cool. It's really exciting. But let's see what people can do. So after we got the touch demo working, and the community got touch demo. We made a call out to see what people could build with this touch interface.
This was like 2 weeks ago.
This was 2 weeks ago, basically.
Hey guys, we have a presentation at JSConf. Can you build us some touch apps? And so in 2 weeks, we're going to show you 3 apps that the guys have thrown together. What's up, orange shirt? So you guys have seen the NPR app, right? Sorry. So really smooth scrolling. We got multi-touch action going on with this app. Let's see, I think you can drill into a story like this, and it loads. We can play the. We can listen to. Oops, wrong direction. So there's a.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can go back, keep going with all this stuff at the same time. So.
But Mike, I wanted to show him the native app. Which one's that?
Oh, right. This is SproutCore, guys.
Being used on this. So this was the application that people didn't think was going to be able to be made.
Right.
So I'd like to show you guys the actual NPR app. This is the one that's out on the iPad. Normal one on the iPad.
Right. This is the SproutCore one. No, I
Oh,
don't.
darn it. Crashed.
I have
I'm
more
sorry.
demos. Oh yeah, it
It
crashes,
crashed.
right?
Oops.
So the SproutCore one comes up. The native one crashes. Okay.
All right. Let's see. We've got to wait. Come on, guys. What? Oh, what is the deal?
Okay, so it doesn't even work.
Okay, hang on.
So SproutCore is a big improvement over Objective-C
Let's try
because
this.
it actually works.
All right, guys. They worked really hard on this. I know they did. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go.
Okay, so let's see if we can do the. I don't know if we can see
we
it
do
on
a
the screen.
comparison? So you can see, actually, the SproutCore is hardware accelerated, where this actually has to run through a bunch of stuff. It's not as hardware accelerated. So it's actually smoother on the SproutCore app than it is with the native Objective-C. And also, I think yeah, that's.
So there you go.
So there you go. So the app that couldn't be built, we didn't think, and to be honest, we weren't sure it could be built either. And we're just blown away with what some community member was able to build and to do it. So that's not the only app that we'd like to show.
Fire it up, dude.
All right.
This is all you. This is all about the Twitter.
The Twitter.
The
Okay.
Twitter.
So I'm not going to bore you guys with writing in my password.
There you go. So we think this is cool. We are building web applications that are as good as the native apps and with a lot less code. I mean, these guys threw these things together in a week. And I guarantee you that if you compared the Objective-C code to the JavaScript code, the SproutCore code, you would take the JavaScript code every single time. All right, we're trying to log into this Twitter app.
Sorry.
Got the wrong password.
I know.
It's calling.
It's your It's your mom's password.
Oh, okay, really?
Okay, so see, bouncing just like it is. And the other cool thing about this,
So
let's
we got
see.
bouncing scrolls.
We got bouncing scrolls. So all these things are like the normal picker panel. We can tweet.
Typing on the video. This is exciting.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Just anything will work.
Yeah.
All right.
So the other exciting part is all this works offline. So you can
Right.
actually save this to your home page. And that's actually what this is saved to your home page. So it almost acts exactly like a native app. So this is sort of like a huge revolution that we can see. So we got one more app to show
Okay,
you.
this will be a little bit smoother because I got it already going. So this is a little documentation app. Here.
Here, I'll hold it for you. Whoa. Oops. Yes.
All right, so
That's the CEO's iPad, too.
we had to borrow these. So here's our docs. Little docs app. So these are the SproutCore docs. So really smooth scrolling.
I'll show you how to do the touch events.
So this is explaining how to do the touch events. We can fire up the example, and then we get the little sample code, and we get the multi-touch.
So how does this happen? It's single-threaded. So
Oh,
I'm like,
I don't know.
where's the work?
It's the magic of SproutCore and
This is a
multi-touch.
little red gnome, green gnome. Hey, let's play
Wow,
Rock'em
okay.
Sock'em Robots.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. All right. All right.
All right, enough of that.
Okay. So if you really want to get work done, there's source code that tells you how to write these.
This is our little document viewer.
All these apps will be we'll post these on the SproutCore website, so you guys will be able to go and play with these.
So go check out the blog post, and they should be out.
It should be up soon.
By the
I
end
think
of the day.
If you rotate this, we don't have that's locked. So if we get a rotation event, it does do the little guide thing like we saw before. We can flip documents. Really, just a gorgeous app. Great way to.
And this was done in less than a week.
Yeah, this was. So here's another demo. Look at that.
Multi-fingers.
Take over the screen with red. Or not. Okay. Pretty cool. All right.
All right, so that's. I'm
That's what we have.
going to switch this around.
So we think that's really exciting. And ooh. Is this your this is your chat channel, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Hot
nice.
chats with Evin.
It's nice on my IRC channel.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is how you
Okay.
get in touch with us. Go to our website and check out those awesome demos.
So the three things, CommonJS, it's a great thing. We need to get behind a package manager. Please go check out CJS.
Check out CJS.
And you know, any comments that you make, please, we have a IRC channel, just post some comments and stuff like that and what we want to do to change it. Join the project. I mean,
The Google group mailing list as well, if you have any
the
thoughts.
Google group mailing list. And go check out SproutCore. Those demos that you just saw are going to be up there. You can get in touch with Mike, me, and Charles, who started SproutCore and everything.
He's the
like
brains
that.
behind the operation.
So those are the last things.
So that's all we got.